Welcome back. This is the cylinder demonstration for the form. We will be working with the shading and shadow later. You will need your pencil, you will need your guide, piece of paper to work with, and let's get started. A cylinder starts off with an oval shape. Now you want this oval to be symmetrical in both axes. You also want it to be nice and long and stretched out. This is really going to make it look more realistic than if you rounded things too much. So using something like this as a guide, you would want to create an oval. And it's okay going around and around like I'm doing right here. That will help keep things even. You can go ahead and draw a couple of these. And you want to do this until you start feeling comfortable that you have something that is symmetrical, not only this way, but that way. Once you're feeling comfortable with that, you can go ahead and get started. I always like saying to start by drawing lightly. It's so much easier to erase or to draw over. And in this case, I'm just stretching things out on one side a little bit more. So that way, if I needed to erase, it's so easy to just make that quick adjustment. Again, starting off, it's not going to be 100% perfect. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my guide and make two vertical lines of the same length coming from either of the two sides. So what I will do, I will start with the one side, and I'm just going to go down to the number 2. Line this up so it is running vertical. And again, drawing lightly is such a great starting point. And then you want to do the same thing to the other side. Again, you want to make these lines parallel to each other, just like the sides of a cylinder. Think of like a coffee mug or a candle jar. They'll be vertical. To make it look curved for the bottom, you don't want to just draw a straight line across. It has to be parallel to this line. So imagine if we had a whole bunch of vertical lines that are running parallel to the two sides, and they were the same length. We would want them to connect the dots. Now this is something if you wanted to turn your paper so you could see it, that is fine. I'm just going to do the best I can knowing that I had a slight curve at the bottom. There we go. If you wanted to check your work, it's good to see that that is about the same length. And there you have it. As simple as that, you can create the cylinder form. Starts with an oval that is symmetrical and stretched out. It doesn't have too rounded of edges, but it's also not pointed either. Then you draw the two vertical lines and then match the curve to the bottom curve of the top oval. Next up, we will have our shadow and shading.